Alas, my father, how little do you know me. Elizabeth, poor innocent Elizabeth. I murdered her. William, Justine, Elizabeth, they all died by my hands.
My dearest Victor, what infatuation is this? My dear son, I entreat you to never make such an assertion again.
I am not mad. The sun in the heavens, who have viewed my operations, can bear witness of my truth. 1,000 times would I have shed my own blood, drop by drop, to have saved their lives, but I could not, my father. Indeed, I could not sacrifice the whole human race. The conclusion of this speech convinced my father that my ideas were deranged. However, I did not doubt that the fiend hovered near the spot which I inhabited, and if he had indeed taken refuge in the mountains, he might be hunted like the antelope and destroyed as a beast of prey. My rage is unspeakable when I reflect that the murderer, whom I have turned loose upon society, still exists. While I admit my revenge to be a vice, I confess that it is the devouring and only passion of my soul. By the sacred earth on which I kneel, by the shades that wander near me, by the deep and eternal grief that I feel, I swear to pursue the demon who caused this misery until he or I shall perish in mortal conflict. For this purpose I will preserve my life, and I call on you, O night, spirits of the dead, wandering ministers of vengeance, to aid and conduct me in my work. And so began my hunt, which will continue until the day of my death. Many times have I stretched my weary limbs upon the earth and prayed for that death, but revenge urged me onward. I dared not die and leave my adversary alive.
Prepare. Your toils only begin, for we shall soon enter upon a journey where your sufferings will satisfy my everlasting hatred.
My courage and perseverance were invigorated by the fiend's scoffing words.
You will find near this place, if you follow not too tardily, a dead hare. Eat and be refreshed. Come on, my enemy. We have yet to wrestle for our lives, but many hard and miserable hours must you endure until that period shall arrive.
Cold, hunger, and fatigue were the least pains which I was destined to endure. I was cursed by some devil and carried with me my eternal hell.
My reign is not yet over. Follow me. I seek the everlasting ices of the north, where you will feel the misery of cold and frost to which I am impassive.
I continued with unabated fervor until the ocean appeared at a distance and formed the utmost boundary of the horizon. Oh, how unlike the blue seas of the south! Covered with ice, it was only to be distinguished from land by its superior wildness and ruggedness. Finally, on the day you found me, I beheld my enemy at no more than a mile distant. But my hopes were suddenly extinguished. The wind arose, the sea roared, and, as with the mighty shock of an earthquake, it split and cracked with a tremendous and overwhelming sound. Upon seeing your vessel, I quickly destroyed part of my sledge to construct oars, and by these means was enabled, with infinite fatigue, to move my ice raft in the direction of your ship. I had determined, if you were going southwards, still to trust myself to the mercy of the seas rather than abandon my purpose. But your direction was northwards. You took me on board, thus sparing me from a death which I still dread, for my task is unfulfilled.
You have read this strange and terrific story, Margaret, and do you not feel your blood congeal with horror, like that which even now curdles mine? Sometimes he relates the most horrible incidents with a tranquil voice, suppressing every mark of an agitation. Then, like a volcano bursting forth, his face would suddenly change to an expression of the wildest rage as he shrieks out imprecations on his persecutor.
Oh, must I die and he yet live? Swear to me, Walton, when I am dead, if he should appear, if the ministers of vengeance should conduct him to you, swear that he shall not live. He is eloquent and persuasive, and once his words even had power over my heart, but trust him not. Call on the names of William, Justine, Elizabeth, and of the wretched Victor, and thrust your sword into his heart. I will hover near and direct the steel aright. That he should live to be an instrument of mischief disturbs me. In other respects, this hour, when I momentarily expect my release, is the only happy one which I have enjoyed for several years. The forms of the beloved dead flit before me, and I hasten to their arms. Farewell, Walton.
That is also my victim. In his murder, my crimes are consummated. Oh, Frankenstein, generous and self-devoted being, what does it avail that I now ask thee to pardon me? Alas, he is cold, he cannot answer me.
Hypocritical fiend! If he whom you mourn still lived, still would he be the object. Again would he become the prey of your accursed vengeance.
It is true that I am a wretch. I have murdered the lovely and the helpless. I have pursued my creator even to that irremediable ruin. There he lies, white and cold in death. You hate me, but your abhorrence cannot equal that with which I regard myself. Fear not that I shall be the instrument of future mischief. Polluted by crimes and torn by the bitterest remorse, where can I find rest but in death? Soon these burning miseries will be extinct. I shall ascend my funeral pile triumphantly and exult in the agony of the torturing flames. The light of the conflagration will fade away. My ashes will be swept into the sea by the winds. Farewell. I leave you, and in you, the last of humankind whom these eyes will ever behold. Farewell, Frankenstein.
He sprang from the cabin window as he said this, landing upon the ice raft which lay close to the vessel, and was soon borne away by the waves and lost in darkness and distance.